dear student, today lesson is complex numbers. This is a lesson in pure mathematics. Truly speaking, I am going to talk you only part of the lesson today. Let's talk about what the complex number is, how to do the mathematical operations with complex numbers, and also the conjugate of a complex numbers. In addition to that, I am going to talk you about the modulus of a complex numbers. Okay, so let's start with number system. I think you can remember real number system, which was the first lesson in your combined maths syllabus. And if I write down N, this denotes natural number system. N, Z, Q, R. I think you can remember these notations. Okay, so if I draw some set diagrams, the smallest set should be natural number system. Okay, natural number system is a subset of set integer. This is integer number set, so Z is larger than natural number system. And if you talk about Q means rational number system. So those both natural number system and the integer number systems are subset of this rational number system. So this is Q. And real number system. Real numbers mean all those kind of numbers included in this real number system. So real number system is a set which is bigger than all these number systems. Okay. So what about the complex numbers? This number system, if you talk about this number system, this is bigger than all these number system. Okay, so C, complex numbers, we denote using C, and it is larger than all these number system. Okay, so I think you can have some idea about the number system. Then let's talk about how to write the complex number. If I write complex number using a Z, I can write this complex number as x plus iy. X plus iy. Okay. Here both x and y are real numbers. Using this x and y, we represent real numbers. Okay, so what about this I? Let's talk about how to find the value of this I. Okay, so if you think about an equation like this, x squared plus 1 equals 0. When I solve this one, x squared equals minus 1. Okay, then what about x? If you try to find out this x value, you will get root of minus 1. Root of minus 1. I think up to now you know when we found any root value of a negative number, that is not real. So in that case, we need to define this one using any other notation. So that's what we are going to do in this complex numbers. Okay. So because of this one, we represent this one I squared as minus 1. Okay, so you have to remember this one. This is really important. I squared equal minus 1. So here, when I write a complex number as x plus iy, this I value is equal to this one. I squared equal minus 1. Okay, so if I want to write I cube, you can write this one as I squared into I. Okay, when you do the multiplication of indices, you have to add the powers. So for I squared, you can substitute minus 1. So I cube is equal to minus I. Okay, if you need to write down I raised to the power 6. This means you can write this one as a power of power. So I squared means minus 1. So this is cube of the minus 1. Okay, so it is equal to minus 1. So in that way, you can find this I value using this I squared equal minus 1. Okay, I think you can have rough idea about Z. Z equal x plus I y. Okay, so what about when x or y becomes 0? Let's talk about when x equals 0. So according to this relationship, when x equals 0, Z become IY. Z becomes just IY. What does it mean? This is a complex number with having only IY. So look at here. I have a imaginary value. We call this is non-real, that means imaginary value. So in a complex number, this IY, value with I, are known as imaginary part of the complex number. So when x equals 0, Z become just only imaginary value. Okay. So when y equals 0, when y equals 0, Z equals x. Look at here, what happened here? Z becomes only real value. Okay, there's no any imaginary value, this is real value. I think you can understand it. So when x and y, according to the x and y becomes 0, we will get only imaginary part or only real part of the complex number. So I need to talk about this one. When I need to indicate about the real part of the complex number, we are writing it using REZ. REZ. RE indicates real. So this means real part of the complex number Z. So it is equal to x. Okay. In the same manner, you can write down imaginary part of the complex number using IM is Z equal y. Okay. So without I, you have to just write the value here. So let's talk about few examples. Okay. If I write down Z1 equal 3 minus 4i. 3 minus 4i. So what is the real Z1? Real part of this complex number, that is equal to 3. And if I write imaginary part, I have to write it as minus 4. Okay. So you can obtain this one also. You said 2 equal minus 7i. This is also a complex number, but only having imaginary part for that. Okay. So imaginary, I said 2 equal minus 7. What about real value? It is 0. I think you can understand what's the meaning of real part and the imaginary part of a complex number. Okay. Then talk about the equality of complex numbers. If I write Z1 as a plus bi, okay, and Z2 equal c plus di, okay, Z1 equal a plus bi and Z2 equal c plus di. So if Z1 and Z2 are equal, if they are equal, definitely the real part and also the imaginary part should be equal. Both imaginary and real part should be equal to becomes this one equal. Z1 and is equal Z2. So Z1 and Z2 can become equal if and only if A equal to C and B equal to D. Imaginary part should be equal and also real part also should be equal. Okay. Let's talk like this way. Z1 equal 4 plus 8i and Z2 equal 2x minus half yi. If Z1 and Z2 are equals, you can find out what are the values for x and y. Okay. So according to this theory, both real parts and imaginary parts should be equal. So you can write down 4 should be equal to this 2x value. Okay. Therefore, Z1 equal is Z2. Therefore, 4 should be equal to 2x. X becomes 2. And if you consider about the imaginary part, 8 should be equal to minus half y. Then y equal minus 16. Okay. I think you can understand the equality of two complex numbers. Both imaginary and real parts should be equal to become these two equals. Okay. Now let's talk about the conjugate of a complex number. Okay, now we are going to talk what's the conjugate of a complex number. Okay, so if I write down a complex number said as x plus iy is said as x plus iy, both x and y are real numbers. Okay, the conjugate of this is said conjugate of the said is denoted using this symbol Z bar. Z bar indicates the conjugate of this complex number. Okay, Z bar you can write down as x minus iy. Can you understand? If Z is equal to x plus iy conjugate, that means Z bar equals x minus iy. So, if I write down 5 plus 3i, this one as Z1, the conjugate of this Z1 you can write as Z1 bar. It is equal to 5 plus 3i here. So, you have to write 5 minus 3i. Okay, this is the conjugate of a complex number. Okay, like this way Z2 equal a plus bi, you can write it as Z2 bar equal a minus bi. Okay, this is conjugate. Okay, now we are going to talk you about how to do the mathematical operations using complex numbers. As you know, addition, subtraction, multiplication and division are considered as basic mathematical operations. You can do all those operations using complex numbers even. So we are going to talk how to do those operations. Okay, first let's consider two complex numbers as Z1 and Z2. Z1, I'm going to write it as x1 plus iy1 and Z2 as x2 plus iy2. Okay, so I'm going to consider two complex numbers. Let's talk about the addition. How to do the addition of complex numbers Z1 and Z2. I need to add these two. So let's substitute those values. X1 plus iy1 plus x2 plus iy2. Okay. Now look at here. This is the real part of the first complex number. And this is the real part of the second complex number. So you have to add these real part together and also imaginary part together. You can't simplify it further. Okay, real and imaginary, you have to consider them separately. You can't add those two together. So x1 plus x2 plus, I'm going to consider these two terms. So I you can write as I into y1 plus y2. Look at here, x1, x2, y1, y2 are real numbers. So x1, x2 indicates a number. So if I get it as x and addition of these two as y, this one represent x plus iy. What does it mean? Addition of complex numbers again give the result of a complex number. Okay, the result is also a complex numbers when you add two complex numbers. Okay, same thing happen when you do the subtraction. When you do the subtraction, x1 minus x2. So, I am going to again substitute minus x2 plus iy2. Just do the subtraction. Then again real one, x1 minus x2 you have to consider, and from these two y1 minus y2. Again the difference between two real numbers. Difference between two real numbers mean again a real number. So I will just write x here, x plus iy. So again the result is also a complex number. Let's talk about how to do the multiplication. Okay. So here I would like to talk this one as a multiplication by a scalar, and also how to do the multiplication of two complex numbers. Okay. So if you consider lambda is a scalar. Lambda is a scalar value. So you need to multiply this z1. Lambda into z1. You are going to multiply a complex number by a numeral. So, lambda into x1 plus iy1. So, when you do the multiplication, you have to multiply both real and imaginary part by this scalar. So, lambda x1 plus I lambda y1. Okay. So, think about this one, minus 2. Lambda is minus 2, 5 minus 3i. That's a complex number. You are going to multiply it by minus 2. So you can just multiply both terms by this one. Minus 10 plus 6i. It's very easy. Okay. Now, how to do the multiplication between two complex numbers. Z1, Z2. I'm going to multiply these two. x1 plus iy1 multiply x2 plus iy2. So, you have to multiply two brackets with two terms. Okay, x1, two terms in the second bracket you are going to multiply by x1, and also again two terms in the second bracket multiply by this imaginary part also. So, multiply this one, x1, x2 plus I, x1, y2 plus I, y1, x2 plus I squared, y1, y2. Okay. As you know, I squared equal minus 1. I explained it. So, this one. For I squared, I am going to substitute minus 1. Then you can write down x1, x2, this one, minus y1, y2. Okay. Then consider these two terms. I, x1, y2 plus y1, x2. Okay. Now again you can represent this one as x, this as y. So again x plus iy. So multiplication of two complex numbers also give a complex number again. Okay. Now let's do the division. Okay, now let's talk about the division of complex numbers. Okay, so fourth one, division. Z1 divided by Z2. So let's substitute these values. X1 plus iy1 divide by x2 plus iy2. Okay, in the division, we are going to multiply both numerator and denominator by the conjugate of the denominator. Okay, what is the conjugate of the denominator? It should be x2 minus iy2. Okay, conjugate of this one. So, going to multiply this one by x2 minus iy2. Again, numerator x by x2 minus iy2. Let's do the multiplication now. Okay. In the numerator, there's a multiplication of these two brackets. In the denominator also, there's a multiplication. So, do it. Let's this one, x1, x2, and this one minus I, x1, y1, y2, sorry. Multiply this one, I, y1, x2 minus I squared, y1, y2. Okay. Those are the result of the multiplication of the numerator. And look at this one, denominator. Multiply these two, x2 squared. This one, x2 squared. I am going to just write the multiplication of these two. Look at this one, x2 plus iy2, x2 minus iy2. Conjugate of this one. So, you can just write this one as square of the first term. minus square of the second term. When you do this, when you get the square of this one, here I is squared. I squared equal to minus 1. So when you substitute minus 1 here, this one become plus. Okay. So you can write down x2 squared plus y2 squared in the denominator. Okay. Now consider the terms in the numerator. So this is also minus 1. Minus 1 by multiplied by this minus mean this one become plus. Okay, you can consider these two terms together because those are real terms, and if you consider these two terms, they are imaginary terms. Okay, so I am going to consider this one x1 x2 plus y1 y2, and consider this one here plus I y1 x2 minus x1 y2. Okay, now look at here. This denominator is common for both terms in the numerator. So if you consider this one together, this is real. But when you consider this denominator with term here, because of this I value here, it becomes imaginary. Okay, so you can write down x1 x2 plus y1 y2 divide x2 squared y2 squared, and consider this one I y1 x2 minus x1 y2 x2 squared y2 squared. Okay, what about this one? This is also a complex number again. Okay, this is real part, this is imaginary part. So by division of complex numbers also, the result is a complex number. Okay, this is the basic thing. Now I need to talk about the theorem related to conjugate. I explained you what the conjugate is, but there's a little bit theorem I need to talk you about this. Okay. Well, conjugate of a complex number, I explained it earlier. When I consider about complex number Z, the conjugate of this one, we can represent as Z bar. Okay, I explained it earlier. Now I am going to explain you further about the theorem related to conjugate. Okay, now look at this one. I have written addition, subtraction and multiplication of complex numbers. In fourth one, division also I am going to consider. Okay. Now look at here, addition of complex numbers. I proved that addition again give the results of complex number. Okay. So addition of two complex numbers like this way, I am going to consider the conjugate of this one. Conjugate of addition of complex numbers. Okay, so you can write down this one as minus I y1 plus y2. Okay, so look at here, this one, this is a complex number. When you write down the conjugate of this complex number, this plus you have to write it as a minus value. Okay, so I am going to consider this x1 with minus iy1, so x1 minus iy1, okay, x2 with this one plus x2 minus iy2. Okay, now look at this one. If Z1 is x1 plus iy1, Z1 bar should be x1 minus iy1. So this is Z1 bar. Okay, so this one Z2 bar. So what is the result? Here, you can write down this one as Z1 plus Z2 bar equal, this is Z1 bar plus Z2 bar. Okay, conjugate of addition of complex numbers equal addition of the conjugate of complex numbers. Okay, now in the subtraction, let's do the same thing. I'm going to consider, sorry, this is Z1, Z2. Conjugate of Z1 minus Z2. So you can write down this one as minus here. So let's consider this x1 with this one. x1 minus iy1, and here this is minus x2, and look at this one. When you do the multiplication, this one become plus iy2. So I am going to just write minus and x1 plus minus iy2. Okay, the same thing, same terms. I have written same term here. Look at, do the multiplication, minus x1. Okay, this is equal to this is x2. This is minus x2 was here, and when you do the multiplication, minus plus, then this one plus iy2. Okay, now this one again is Z1 bar and this is Z2 bar. So the result you can write down Z1 minus Z2 bar equal Z1 bar minus Z2 bar. So conjugate of the subtraction of complex numbers equal subtraction of the conjugate of complex number. Okay. Now, when you consider the multiplication, I proved this one, multiplication of two complex numbers equal to this. So, I am going to consider the conjugate of the multiplication. So, x1, x2 minus y1, y2. Instead of this plus, I am going to write minus here because I am writing the conjugate of the multiplication. Okay. Now, remove the bracket. X1, x2. Here minus y1, y2. Okay. There's a minus sign here. Minus 1. You can consider minus 1 as I squared. Okay. So, I am going to write this one as plus I squared. Okay. Now, do the multiplication of these two terms. I y1 x2 minus I x1 y2. Okay. Now, consider this one x1 x2. x2 is here also. So, considering these two terms, I am going to write x2 bracket x1 remains here and this one minus I y1 remains. Okay. Now, consider these two terms. I am going to consider minus I y2 as common. Then you can write down minus I y2. You got it here. So, only x1 remains as the first term. And look at this one. I am going to just write it here. Minus, here I squared, but I got 1i here. So, I am going to just write I y1. Okay. Now, consider there are two terms now. In these two terms, look at this bracket and this one. You have obtained the same bracket here. So, you can consider this one as x1 minus iy1 into this one x2 minus iy2. So, what is the result? This one is the conjugate of Z1 and also the second bracket is conjugate of Z2. So, you can write down this result, multiplication, conjugate of the multiplication of complex numbers equal multiplication of the conjugate of complex numbers. Okay. So, can you remember this one? Addition, subtraction and multiplication. There was conjugate sign here, but you can consider them separately. Okay. Z1 is Z2 bar, you can write down as Z1 bar plus Z2 bar, Z1 minus Z2 bar equal Z1 bar minus Z2 bar, and Z1 Z2 bar equal Z1 bar into Z2 bar. Okay. Now, in fourth one, I am going to talk about the division, conjugate related to the division of complex numbers. Okay, now let's talk about the conjugate related to the division of complex numbers. Okay, I proved this one, division of two complex numbers. We got this answer. Again, this is a complex number. So, I need to write down the conjugate of this division. You can write it here as x1, x2 plus y1, y2, x2 squared, y2 squared. This plus, I am going to write it as minus now because of the conjugate. I, y1, x2 minus y2, x1 divide x2 squared, y2 squared. Okay. Now let's consider this one. X2 squared plus y2 squared. I am going to write this one as x2 squared minus I squared y2 squared. Okay, I squared mean minus 1. This is same as this denominator. Okay, here x1, x2 plus. Instead of plus, I will put minus and write down I squared. Again, it is plus. Y1, y2. Remove the bracket, minus I, y1, x2 plus I, y2, x1. Okay. Now, look at this one. This one I can write it as x2 minus iy2 into x2 plus iy2. Okay. This is, I am going to write this one as a bracket of here, multiplication of this bracket. Okay, now look at this one. If you consider this term with the third term here, I can write it as x2 as a common one. So x2 inside the bracket, x1 will remain x1 minus iy1. Okay, I considered these two terms only. Look at this two one. From these two, I am going to write plus iy2. This plus iy2 I write as a common. So here x1 remain, and from this term also 1I have written in front of the bracket with I2, y2. So I am going to write here minus I, y1. Okay, if you have any doubt, you can again multiply these two terms and check. You will have the same term. Okay, now look at this one. From these two terms, x1 minus iy1 into x2 plus iy2. You can write this one as multiplication of these two terms. Divide x2 minus iy2 into x2 plus iy2. What happened here now? These two brackets you can cancel and look at this one. This is Z1 bar and this is Z2 bar. So you can write this result as Z1, Z2 bar. The conjugate of the division of complex numbers equal division of the conjugate of the complex numbers. For this, Z2 should not equal to 0. Okay, because this is in the denominator. To define this one, this should not be equal to 0. Now, I explained you fourth theory related to the conjugate of the complex numbers. Let's talk about the modulus of the complex number. Okay, now we are going to talk modulus of a complex number. Okay, now Z, if we Z is equal to x plus iy, you know this one, both x and y are real numbers, and modulus of Z, or sometimes it is known as the absolute value of a complex number even. Okay, so modulus of complex number equal x squared plus y squared root of the addition of the square of real and imaginary. Okay, Z bar equal, modulus of the complex number equal root x squared plus y squared. Truly speaking, in next video I will explain about how to represent a complex number on a plane, but here I will just give you some idea. If this is a plane, when we represent complex numbers, because of having both real and imaginary numbers, these axes are given for x. We are using x-axis to represent real numbers. Okay, this is the real number axis and this is the imaginary numbers axis. Okay, so now if I mark any point here on the plane, it has coordinate. This one mean x, that mean the real part of the complex number, and the y coordinate mean imaginary part of the complex number. So the complex number I wrote here was x plus iy. There the coordinate should be x comma y. Okay, so this is, if I write this one, you know this one, x mean the horizontal distance from O to here, write it as q. The distance OQ represented by x and PQ represents by y. So what is this one? X squared plus y squared, root of that value. So here it should be somewhere here, x squared plus y squared root of x squared plus y squared. Okay. So the modulus of a complex number means this distance. What is the distance to the complex number from the origin to the point represented on the plane? Okay. It is known as modulus of absolute value. There are some theory related to this one. The first one I would like to talk you. Z bar. Z bar equal square of the modulus. This is the first theory I need to talk to you about. Okay. Let's consider again Z as x plus iy. Then Z bar means conjugate. You know it is x minus iy. So I am going to just multiply x plus iy by x minus iy. Okay. So here when you do the multiplication, x squared and minus I squared y squared. Okay, minus I squared. This one represents plus 1. So it is x squared plus y squared. Okay, this one you can write as square of the root of x squared plus y squared, because this indicates the modulus. So I can write down instead of this bracket modulus z. So I have proved now z into z bar equal a square of the modulus. Okay, this is very important theory. You can remember it and you can easily prove it. Okay, let's talk about something else. Okay, again there's another theory I need to talk related to modulus. Look at this one. Z1 is Z2. Modulus of Z1 is Z2. You can write this one as modulus of Z1 into modulus of Z2. Okay, I am going to prove this one. Z1 Z2 modulus. Now you can remember the first theory I explained. I explained Z into Z bar equal square of the modulus. Okay, Z into Z bar, that means complex number multiplied by conjugate of the complex number equal the square of the absolute value of the complex number or modulus of the complex number. Okay, I am going to apply this theory here. Look at here, this is modulus. So I am going to consider square of this modulus. So I can write this square as complex number into its conjugate. So I need to write this one as, this is the complex number. As you know, the multiplication gives again a complex number. So you can consider this one as single complex number. Okay, the complex number into conjugate of that complex number. Okay, I used the theory I explained before this one. Okay, which I explained before this one. Look at this one. Now you know this one. When you do get the conjugate of the product of complex number, you can consider this one separately. Z1 bar into Z2 bar. This is also I proved in this video. Okay. Now look at here. Z1, Z2 bar, Z1 bar and Z2 into Z2 bar. I'm going to consider these two separately. So what about this one? Complex number multiplied by its conjugate. Okay. So it is equal to square of the modulus. And this one Z2 square. So Z1 Z2 square. Okay. So you can write down Z1 Z2. Modulus of Z1 Z2 equal modulus of Z1 into modulus of Z2. This is your second theory related to the modulus of a complex number. Okay. Now the third one. The third theory. Here I am going to talk you about the modulus related to the division. Okay. So Z1, Z2. Division of two complex numbers. Okay. Modulus of a division of two complex numbers. You can write it like this way. When Z2 is not equal to 0. Okay. Again, this one also I can prove this one also using the first theory I explained related to the modulus. So this is a complex number. Division also gives a complex number. So if I consider this one as a single complex number, I can write this one as like this, because using the same theory, complex number into its conjugate equal to the square of the modulus. Okay, so look at here, this is a complex number, so I get the modulus, square of this modulus equal to the complex number into its conjugate. Now you know this one, you can write this conjugate Z1 bar divided by Z2 bar. Okay, if you consider this numerator terms together, Z1 into Z1 bar, that means Z1 square of the modulus of the Z1, and in the denominator again square of the modulus of the second complex number. So you can write down Z1 Z2 modulus of Z1 divided by Z2 equal division of the modulus of the complex numbers. Okay, for this one Z2 should not equal to 0. Okay, this is your third theory. Okay, now this is the fourth theory I need to explain about the absolute value of the complex number. Look at this one. What I have written here is there's addition. I'm going to write the square of the modulus of addition of two complex numbers like this way. This one equal to square of the modulus of the first complex number plus 2 times real value of Z1 Z2 plus square of the modulus of the second complex number. Okay, this is also going to explain using the first theory. Z1 plus Z2 modulus. Okay, so square. Addition of the complex numbers, again a complex number. So if this is a single complex number, I have written the square of that modulus of that complex number. So you can write this one as Z1 plus Z2 into Z1 plus Z2 bar. Okay, I will write here. I have used this theory. This is the theory I have applied here. Okay, I use the same theory in all the proof part of these theories here. This is very important. You have to remember this one well. Okay, now look at here. Do the multiplication. So I am going to write this one Z1 plus Z2. This one conjugate of the addition of two complex numbers. You can write like this. Do the multiplication. Remove the bracket. Z1 bar plus Z1 Z2 bar. Z2 Z1 bar plus Z2 Z2 bar. Okay. So look at the first term and the last term. You can apply the same theory for these two terms because there's a complex number and multiplication that complex number by the conjugate of it. So you can write this one as square of Z1 modulus of the Z1. Okay. Plus here also you can write square of the modulus of Z2. Okay. I applied same theory for these two terms. Then what about these two terms? Look at this one, Z1, Z2 bar. So if you consider this one, I will write it here, Z2, Z1 bar. This one I am going to write as conjugate of this term. Let me explain it. Z1, Z2 bar is the term here. If I get the conjugate of this, it is equal to Z1 bar, Z2 bar, bar. Conjugate of a conjugate means you will get the complex number. Okay, conjugate of a conjugate. So this is Z1 bar into Z2. Look at this one. The same term you will find here. Can you understand it? So you can write down this one. You can consider this one as the conjugate of the first term here. This is conjugate of the term here. Okay. So I'm going to write this one as Z1, Z2 bar. Conjugate of Z1, Z2 bar. Now look at this one. I will explain this one using x plus iy. I think it will be very easy for you to understand. There's a complex number and also there's the conjugate of that complex number. So when you add these two, what will happen? You are going to add a complex number x plus iy with its conjugate. So it should be x minus iy. When you do the addition of these two, 2x will be the answer. What is that? What is that meaning? 2 times the real part of the complex number. When you add the complex number with its conjugate, you will get the answer as 2 times the real part of the complex number. So, this is a complex number. You are going to add with its conjugate. So, you can write it as 2 times real Z1 Z2 bar plus Z2 squared. Okay. So, I have proved the theory. Look at this one. The same theory. Okay, there are few more theory related to this one, but those are the theory you have to be concerned under combined mathematics syllabus. So today I explained you about what the complex number is, what is the basic theory behind it, and what is the conjugate and also the absolute value of a complex number. Okay, after that you have to discuss how to represent a complex number on a Argand plane, on a coordinate plane, and how to write a polar representation. And there are some more details later on this lesson. Okay, I will explain those things in a separate video because this is a quite big lesson. So this is your first part of the complex number. We will meet in a next video to discuss about the next part of the complex numbers. Thank you.